Hi, everybody. Welcome. If this is your first time here, thank you so much. I am very happy that you tripped over my little tiny spot on the interweb, and I hope that you will enjoy your stay while you're here hanging out with me. And if you like definitely tarot-centric things, but all things witchy and spiritual and esoteric, then you might want to hang out with me sometimes here on the YouTube machine. And if you've been here before and decided to come back, thank you so much. I really appreciate repeat visitors and slowly but surely seeing my channel start to grow. So thank you for everyone who is taking the time to like, share, subscribe, do all the algorithm things and whatnot, and to interact and just to watch my videos. So thank you. Tonight we're going to do kind of an unboxing-ish. And I say ish because I did this video and I was a good way into it when my phone let me know that I had no phone storage. I had no photo storage. I had no phone storage. It was all. So this is take two. And so the exterior box that it was shipped in has been opened, and the box that the deck comes in has been opened. And so, but I haven't looked at the cards yet. So I'm really excited. And without further ado, we are going to look through and walk through the Memento Mori deck by Claire Goodchild of Black and the Moon. And I love the box is very sturdy. For those of us who are professional readers, that can be really important, or just for anybody who wants to store their decks safely, that is important. But if you're a professional reader, if you use a pouch, a cloth pouch to carry your decks in, you know, great. But sometimes wanting to carry them and to know that they're going to be well stored in. So it's very good construction on the box. And it says Memento Mori. This is the Lenormand and Oracle deck. Now, Claire Goodchild does have a tarot deck. I have not yet gotten that. It'll happen. But this was on my wish list forever, and this has been sitting over in a pile of several decks that I want to open with everyone on my YouTube channel. And just life, some chronic health conditions where I'd only been using a couple of decks with any kind of regularity. And being a weird Capricorn, I can be good and strangely good at patience in certain respects. So I have several decks that I will be bringing to the channel that I have had for a while, and this is one of them. And it's the perfect time, I think, to do this as we are just about to close out Mabon season. For anyone who follows the Wheel of the Year as far as practicing witches, or anyone who observes the Sabbats, it's October 26th. It's Saturday, October 26th. So we're about to end Mabon season, and we were just about to begin Samhain season, which is, to everyone else, Halloween. And for those of us who work with the any voodoo spirits, particularly Haitian voodoo, it's honoring the Gede, but the ancestors. And I'm just realizing, God, what t-shirt I happen to have on, my Pretty Boy Floyd t-shirt that I have on tonight, strangely appropriate with black and purple. Oh my gosh. You know, I love when spirit just plans things that you don't even know about, and they're like, just don't worry about it. And then later on you're like, I see what you did there. So the Gede in Haitian voodoo are, think of it as Gede with a small g is all ancestors, which is what Samhain is about, honoring and paying respects to the dead, to those who were living beings, ancestors who are now in non-physical, but acknowledging them, paying respects. And capital G, Gede. I should probably do a video on the Gede. Now is the season. Are those spirits who are not just our ancestors, but the spirits in voodoo specifically, who are different manifestations of keepers of the dead or keepers of the cemetery, the Balan, the yada yada. But that's another video, it seems like I'm realizing I'm going to have to do. But oddly enough, their colors are black and purple, which is kind of funny, as I have Memento Mori deck, which would be a very Gede kind of a deck. I love it when it all, the magic. I love it when you still get to see the magic, when you are immersed in it. I love it when you actually get to see it happening. So, coincidence? I think not. But the box is really sturdy, and it just says at both the top and the bottom, Memento Mori, Lenormand, and Oracle deck. And then the really pretty embellishments on the side of the garland of flowers and vines. And again, Memento Mori, the constant creation of life and death, that constant circle. So we've got the skull and crossbones, but then we have the beautiful ferns and the daisies and whatever, not sure what flower that is, and I believe that's jade plant. So the balance of life and death, and from all things living, they must die, and then the continuation of that circle. And then on the back of the box is an urn with RIP or a flower vase used. Now the deck does come in a little cellophane, little ribbon, little wrapper, which I do like when they come that way. So the interior of the box, but it is sturdy construction for safekeeping of your cards, and especially if you're a professional reader and you travel with your decks. Or I guess even if you're not a professional reader and you travel with your decks. So she does make a tarot deck, like I said, but this is the Lenormand and Oracle deck. I adore Lenormand, and one of my primary spirits, I know, wants me to read Lenormand. And I do as well, but I have such a tarot brain. It's been a challenge. I've been trying to read Lenormand for a very long time. And my brain is just tarot. One day I shall master Lenormand, but I don't know that day is going to be anytime soon. So this deck is used as, it's an Oracle and Lenormand deck. And the guidebook, I love how she has this tea-stained color on everything that really gives that antique, kind of old-fashioned vibe. So the guidebook, and in the beginning, she just has this really sweet passage that kind of creates an atmosphere in your mind as to what this deck is about. And because the deck is a pretty big deck, and because we know I can talk, I'm not going to read too much in here. But it does say, Memento Mori is an 85-card oracle deck depicting the objects we use in life and death. Inspired by the iconography of graves, the tools of witchcraft, and the advancements of the Industrial Revolution, this deck's purpose is to enrich your life on a deep and profound level. Memento Mori, Latin, remember, you must die. An artistic and symbolic reminder of the inevitability of death. So as an artist who is also a practitioner, a reader, a witch, she goes on to kind of give some suggestions as to how she, with her energy that she used to create the deck, how she, just some opinions about how the deck should be stored, how you can care for the deck respectfully. Nothing that I disagree with. Yes, how to clear the deck. And she does have a podcast, Memento Mori Oracle Podcast. I'm going to have to check that out. And you can purchase this from blackandthemoon.com. I did purchase this through Amazon. I do believe I purchased this through Amazon. So, yes, each one, she just has a small little blurb about the different meanings of the card and what the imagery represents. Both these, I see some traditional Lenormand meanings and some additional meanings thrown in there. And Okay, so she seems to have it so that it is the definitions as it were with the deck in its entirety. And then if you just, the definitions, if you just separate it as Lenormand. And then in the back section, she does have how to do a deck blessing and suggestions on how to do that, and an oracle spread, which looks pretty cool. And then just a few empty pages for notes. So the back of the deck, simple. Don't love it. Don't hate it. The intentional wear and kind of used look of the back of the deck. You can kind of see where it's almost like the black was kind of worn away, but that's clearly with intention, and the 2 skull and crossbones. Cardstock is, it's fine. Yeah, cardstock is fine. It's a little thin, but it's not, I wouldn't call it, yeah, I wouldn't call it poor cardstock at all. So it's very flexible. Yeah, I would say this is good cardstock. Thin, and also this is a thick deck. I don't have a deck with me for comparison. I need to start doing that, but I've got really big hands. And so it is a little bit of a longer deck, but I do think that even if you wanted to shuffle, riffle shuffle, you would be able to do that, even if you had to do it on the sides. But horseshoe. So I see that she has plate and figure. Clover growing out of the pelvis. So I guess as though this would have been like, you know, in an anatomical anatomy and physiology textbook. Grave. I love the white flowers still growing up around that grave. Ah, gallows. So I guess you have to go through and pull out Lenormand, because there are some that are mixed in. Maybe that's why she has the guidebook where it's a separate section for how she has the definitions. I can't think. Sorry, guys. Sip. I went to visit my 100-year-old landlady 3 weeks ago at the nursing home. And she is still a Spitfire, oh, trust and believe. And I said, Miss Louise, what is the secret? Because she is absolutely beautiful. She looks fantastic. You know, she's 100, but she looks great. And I said, Miss Louise, how do you do it? And she said, she pointed to her beautiful crystal glass, which this is not, of red wine, and she said, that's how. And I laughed, and she said, no, I really think that's it. I said, I have a glass of red wine with dinner. Hold on, I need to get the attention of a cat. Sir, thank you. So I drink red wine with dinner every day. So, snake. And I see that snake is still number 7, as it would be in Lenormand deck. So, casket. So the deck has, it's very simple, but I think there's so much that these symbols can, scythe with the beetles and the black flowers. I think there's a lot that leaves the ability for one's own intuition or interpretation. Ooh, bats. Which is interesting, it's number 12, so it's kind of, to me, a nod of the Hanged Man. Child. Is that what a little baby skull looks like, I guess? Yes, number 14, fox. This This really reminds me in a lot of ways of my friend Misha's deck. I don't know if I've done Misha's. These would pair, oh, these would pair beautifully together. I've never done a video with the pairings, and so Misha has a gorgeous deck. That was so cool. I was there when she was sitting down just drawing away as a professional, incredibly talented mind with limitless creativity does. Ooh, the tower, spinal column. As a girl with extensive spinal injuries, boy, that hits hard. And I know that this is the Tower of Lenormand, but my brain is going to Tower of Tarot. This would blend beautifully with Cemetery Vacant or Occupied with the tombs. Maybe I can figure out a way to do a video where, oh, the crossroads with the two hands and the two different colored flowers pointing in two different directions. That's really cool. Go to one of our cemeteries. Rats instead of mice. With this deck and an anatomically correct heart. With Misha's deck, because Misha's deck is black with white imagery, and that would pair so cool. Ring of Flowers. The book is closed in this Lenormand. Oh, the letter. Oh my goodness, I think this is an actual letter. I am going to have to sit and read this. I know in Rona George's Lenormand, it's an actual love letter from her father to her mother, or vice versa. So that is man. And here is woman. Lilies. St. Joseph's lilies on there. The sun. Moon. Oh, I like how the sun has white flowers and the moon has the beautiful black pansies or whatever those are. Oh my. Oh, the key. Skeleton key with black morning glories. Oh, that's so cool. It's a barracuda for fish. I mean, we are talking about death, so that tracks. Anchor. Celtic cross. Poison. Is that hemlock? I think that's hemlock. I love her sketches. Salt. And that's so interesting that she has this in here, because I was thinking, I usually don't cleanse my decks by putting them in a bed of salt, which is a way that many people do. And it came to me just before I was about to do the video to do that. Put this in a bed of salt. Perfume, which is so cool, a nod to the spiritual colognes. Lantern, hurricane lantern. Very much a nod to Stacey Williams Ung's hurricane lamp in the Gothic Tarot, Gothic Oracle, Southern Gothic Hourglass. Mirror. Oh, the broom. What is that, a femur perhaps as the broom handle? A really good old-fashioned brooms that you don't find anymore. The scale. Oh, I love how the scale also has the black and white flowers, so the balance there. Funeral. Oh, what a cool spirit board. I love whatever that font is, a really good old-fashioned feeling font. Tessography. Do any of you read tea leaves or coffee grinds? I would love to learn how to do that. Oh, what is palmistry called? Chiromancy. Crystal ball. Oh, look at this beautiful antique teapot. This old-fashioned silver teapots that people used to have. A crown. Candle. The ladder. A lot of traditions don't walk under a ladder. Bad luck. Poppet. Those old-fashioned heavy Fiskars scissors. A sachet, which is a nod. I like that, kind of like a gris-gris bag that we would use in voodoo and hoodoo. The globe, where is my globe? Oh, I had to move it, it's on the floor. So. A beautiful old pocket watch. Nod to time. Ooh, the plague doctor. A lock. A dagger, a knife. So I can see how you can use this as a representation of different things, like the dagger or knife could be protection. It could be a nod to swords quality. If you start thinking tarot brain, it could be maybe some of your spirits, certain spirits that walk with me definitely carry knives. Cauldron. The coins. These look really interesting, the imagery on them. So is it about money? Is it about security? Is it about prosperity? So, ooh, the remedy, the cure, blood purifier. So maybe, I went to my favorite herbal shop here in the city, Maypop Herb Shop, and got some tinctures today. Oh, that looks like a painful syringe, like the kind that the dentist uses for Novocaine, which I don't think they even make Novocaine anymore. Whatever cane. Mort thou. Oh, bring out your dead. Shovel. Charm. This is beautiful. It looks almost like a lady's chatelaine. Embalming fluid. Pedestal. Wow, look at this old-fashioned medical kit. The sextant. The viewing table. Beautiful gloves. They look more like gardener's gloves or ladies' gloves. Pellet. Harp, the angels in heaven. Tear catcher. Oh, I have homework to do. What is a tear catcher? This beautiful bottle. Like, I mean, I love the Victorian era and some of the rituals and things that people did, especially with regard to death. There's actually an exhibit that I want to go to that's going to leave in about the next week or two about death during the Victorian era here in New Orleans, and I believe it's somehow specific to Creole culture. So I'll see what my peeps were up to. But what is a tear catcher? How cool. An amputation saw. Talk about that on one of my ghost tours at the Provincial Hotel. Doorway. Cat. And again, the urn that we saw in the back of the box. Offerings. Many cultures will leave offerings such as feathers and shells for the dead. And Memento Mori itself. It's semi-glossy, I would say. So it is, the deck is a little slick. They do slide as I'm placing them on the table. Yeah, and they do slide a little bit, but it's not so glossy that it's one that looks like it will just, you know, slide at the slightest gust of, you know, breath. It shuffles Ooh, she shuffles nice. Shuffles really smoothly. And again, if you wanted to riffle shuffle, oh yeah, easy peasy. Oh, smooth as silk butter. So let's draw a card for, I'll draw a card for the collective. And I want to say a very special thank you. I am planning on getting a microphone, or actually pulling out the microphone that someone very graciously gifted me. It's been brought to my attention that the echo and the sound sounds weird, which I thought it would have sounded fine with AirPods, but it's been brought to my attention. It doesn't. So working on that, but I have a new ring light that is really cool, and I'm very, very appreciative. An angel, an incredibly, incredibly special, dear, dear friend of mine. She does that sometimes. God, I love that girl. She just does that sometimes. She'll be like in a message, hey, expect an Amazon package. And she said that. And I can't believe you bought me this. That's just an I love you present. So I have a new ring light, and it's got a swing arm for, I guess, different angles of the camera. So I'm gonna have to learn how to use that and how that can be used. I think it'll be really cool when Claire and I are doing videos together, but I'm really excited to have this, and it's such a generous, such a sweet gift. And so this is my first time using it, and I'm very excited about that. So thank you, girl, thank you, thank you. I love you. So a card for the collective with the new Memento Mori deck. And keep in mind, this deck has not been cleared yet. Obviously, it has not been blessed and consecrated the way I do, but let's just see. For the collective. Hourglass. And this is such a strangely shaped skull. Hourglass is the main theme, though. Are those bat wings? Yes. Ooh. One bat wing, one bird wing, or one angel wing with a black flower, and one perhaps devil or demon wing with a white flower, and this very strange skull and the hourglass. So I think it is telling us, again, with Memento Mori, remember we must die. So that time waits for no one. And as a freaking earth sign and all the overthinking, looking at this giant dome of a skull, being mindful of the overthinking and less actual doing and living of life. So what things may be time specific that this is perhaps a nod, and as you hear this, it jars your memory of, oh my gosh, I forgot, I have to do such and such a thing. You know, especially any of us who prepare for or do any rituals around Samhain, preparing for that. Are there any things that are time sensitive that you need to have prepared? I know I have a presentation to give at the shop where I work. So as a reminder, tick-tock, time is not going to wait. You need to brush up on that particular thing that you're going to discuss with people. But also just, I think, time waits for no one. And as we are remembering our ancestors who are in liminal space where time doesn't exist, who are watching over us, perhaps making time, because one day we will be with them, and making time to honor them and work with them. People in more of a Celtic, European witchcraft practice do it only for a dumb supper, which is on Samhain, on October 31st. But those of us who practice voodoo, we work with our ancestors daily. At least weekly, but oftentimes daily. So the hourglass. Don't let time slip through our fingers, because it is very precious, and it is the one thing that Amazon has not figured out how to box and sell. So this has been a walkthrough and talk through of the Memento Mori deck by Claire Goodchild. And I'll leave a link in the down bar, the description box, as to how you can acquire the deck if you would like to. And if you made it through the end of this video, do me a favor, just leave the skull emoji so that I'll know you made it through the end of the video. Thank you so much, and I will see you all in the next video.